Back on the internet again.
Hello, everybody. Oh, look, Frozen.
Not really.
Oh, guys.
Joker!
The old classic. My eyes are really dry, though. Ugh. I was trying not to blink.
Try not to blink.
Yeah, to make it look like I'm frozen, you know.
Oh, okay. I thought you said try not to blink. I thought this is going to be a long hour. Anyway, hello, everybody. Welcome back. The NN Social, episode 5, season 3, episode 5?
6.
Oh, God. I'm always one
Just Josh, next week, just +1. Whatever you think it is, add 1, and then you'll be fine.
Just every week, just add another number on.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's
not difficult,
how time works.
Yeah. Interesting.
Brilliant.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. This has been the NN Social.
Bye.
See you later.
Don't forget to get involved in the chat, everybody. Like on Facebook Live, it's Facebook Live, isn't it? And YouTube. Look for us. We're the NN Social on everything, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So it's all there. So another week down. I suppose we're another week closer to getting out again and maybe getting to a gig or a pub. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that, does it?
Not really. I think there were some comments today to say, well, pubs are going to be the last thing to open, guys. Just get ready. That's what Bojo was saying by the sound of it.
Well, that means you've got us for even longer.
Sorry.
You lucky people.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? But I think next week we get the word on the plan. I think it's next Tuesday, isn't it? Something like that. The phase plan or whatever it's going to be. 22nd. Anyone else see that? Just me? Has anyone stopped watching the news? Because I know a lot of people who have stopped watching news.
Yeah, about 5 months ago.
I didn't avidly follow it that much anyway, but yeah, it's getting a bit grinding now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Especially now Trump's gone. Because, you could always look at America and be like, but now he's not about. It's like, oh, fuck. They're kind of normalizing a bit over there, whereas it was always that bit of like, it could be worse.
It could be in America.
Yeah, it could live in America. That's mental, and they own guns. But yeah, not anymore.
No. Indeed.
Okay. How's your week been, Nick?
It's been all right. Nothing hugely exciting to report. Like most people, I suppose, we can't really do much. At work as normal. Progress has been made in the house, which is always good. I don't know if anyone remembers, but I was sanding floors. That is by hand. Yeah. That's all completed now, and since I've been back at work, my girlfriend has varnished it, so it's looking real good, and some painting work has gone on. Hopefully the room will be complete and we'll be in it by the weekend, but that's pretty much it, really. Like, that's the one exciting thing that's going on. Yeah, sorry.
Nothing to apologise there, mate. That's one of those things where people have said this 1,000 times over the last, a few months, but like, you've got the time to do these things, and it's nice to get them done, especially in a new house. You're trying to make it your own, aren't you? Yeah,
it's going to be a long slog, but like, this will be the second room we've completed. The one I'm in now, like, we're not going to do anything to. It's fine for now. But plenty more to do, but it's good to see progress being made. We've only been here 5 weeks, so it's all good.
Yeah, that's great, mate. Glad to hear it. And what are you drinking?
I'm drinking the same
Casa El Diablo,
the Devil's Cellar
wine from the Devil's Anus.
Yeah, it is yellow and it tastes nice.
Great.
What's the grape?
Sauvignon Blanc, same one. No. It's from Chile.
Chile, yeah.
Oh yeah, Chile.
That's where the devil is based. So
yeah. Would you like?
He's got franchises now, but
yeah. Would you like me to read the winemaker's notes?
Please.
A refreshing, light-bodied Sauvignon Blanc with a zesty peach, citrus fruit, and gooseberry flavors. Perfect to savor on its own, or with fish, shellfish, salads, or soup.
I just like the thought of Nick being like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to do that thing where I pair a meal with my wine," and him like having a tin of Heinz tomato soup and his fucking wine.
Yeah. This goes. They were not lying on the label.
Yeah, wow. And if you pour it in, stir it through, it's even better.
Yeah, Make sure you warm the wine up first.
Just pour it into one bowl and funnel it straight down. It's
delicious.
It's sensation.
Okay, so in that situation, would you warm the wine up so that it goes with warm soup, or would you just have the soup cold so that it goes with the wine?
Pour the cold wine into the hot soup.
So that's exactly what I would do as well.
A tepid bowl of steak.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I like Josh's rationale because Josh knows that if you pour cold things into hot things, they get cold. But me and Nikolai, hot soup, pour the wine straight in. Lovely. Exactly what I would do. Is that really fucked up scenario?
Disclaimer for everyone: don't do that.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Don't do that.
Don't do that. You can put brandy in French onion soup. Good one.
Sounds disgusting.
Depends how much brandy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's your breakfast on Christmas Day, as it had been once or twice for me, you can end up pretty pissed at lunchtime on Christmas Day.
Nice.
Top tip.
Top tip. Andy, what have you been up to? Have you been sanding and drinking wine and eating soup?
No, eating soup. I think you drink soup.
Oh, there's a question.
There's a question. Do you eat soup or do you drink soup? There you go. Answers in the chat, please.
Yeah.
Thank you. And like, if I was to have a wine with a spoon, am I eating this? Am I eating the wine?
Oh yeah, answers in the chat.
please, everyone.
How long the wine's been uncorked? Does wine ever get bits in it? It's not like it's milk, is it?
Anyway, yeah, I've not really been up to a lot, mate. Yeah, I've not been doing much, to be honest. No, let me think. Me and Laura have been getting the flat more to our liking, so we bought a new shelving unit, I suppose. Shelves, as they're known. So we put that up last night. And we decided we're going to get another one to match it on the other side. But yeah, so I popped into the office because it's like a 2-minute walk from me now. The other day, and that was nice. I saw a couple of people that I hadn't seen for months, socially distanced. But yeah, it was good to just have a kind of quick catch up with people that I hadn't seen. And that's about it. I saw Josh very fleetingly yesterday because he picked up a hat that I got him. But that's about it. Yeah, not a lot else. Not a lot else going on, mate. Just walking. Me and Laura checked out the Peace Pagoda in Milton Keynes, which is like a Buddhist monument, I suppose, that was put up in Milton Keynes. So we walked down there and had a walk around there on maybe the coldest day ever. And I thought my face was going to drop off at one point because it was so cold. And it was so cold I considered pissing myself to heat myself up. But thankfully, I didn't do that, obviously, because that would be degrading and my girlfriend would dump me. So, yeah, I decided not to do it.
And only a short-term solution to a long-term problem.
Exactly. It always makes me think of Dumb and Dumber when he's like, I'm so cold. And he's like, just pee, man. Like, he pees and that's it. Anyway, didn't do that. So, yeah, that's about it. So, yeah. Moving swiftly on. Sorry. What am I drinking? I bought this the other day because I couldn't think of what I wanted to drink. So, no, it's not a raspberry sour. It's a Bud Light. And I'll be honest, they're amazing. So
it's a good tagline, actually, isn't it? Bud Light, for people who don't know what they want to drink.
I literally was like in Sainsbury's, like, oh, I want a beer. and I didn't want to fork out $3.50 for a can or anything, so I forked out £3 for 4 of these bad boys, and going down very nice.
£3.50 for a can. Like Milton Keynes prices are a bit different to us.
That was Sainsbury's, mate. It was some craft beer I wanted to buy, and I was like, "Oh yeah, do I get that?" And I thought, no, you know what? I'm gonna get the cheap stuff. And I'll be honest, I remember once, and all the lads take the mick out of me for this. Me and a couple of friends have been to America twice to watch Seattle play. And when we went to New York, we saw Seattle play the Jets at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And the beer they were doing, the general beer, was Bud Light. I got a Bud Light in a metallic bottle, and it was one of the best beers I'd ever drunk, because I think it was a mix of things. It was the atmosphere. I was in America, and it was like ice cold. And I still swear to this day, that is one of my favorite beers I've ever drunk in my life, and I still remember drinking it.
Bud Light was on our ride on tour in America a lot. It was either that or PBR.
PBR, yeah.
Both really weak alcohol content, but still lovely beers.
Just delicious. Goes down a treat, you know. But yeah, Josh, what's going on in Josh world?
Pretty much the same as last week, unsurprisingly. Just working and going on as many walks as I can, exercising, and shameless plug, Cult of NN, we've got a t-shirt coming out next week, and it's fucking amazing with a local artist. So I've been working on that. I've been working on that a lot. So that's been fun to do, and nice to work with real artists. Much like
for anyone who doesn't know, Josh, what is Cult of NN, please?
It's I suppose it's like a clothing brand, maybe, but it's something that I started to do to maybe promote what I think or what Northampton means to me. So I've had this t-shirt come out, and another one that I've been lucky enough to work with one of my favourite artists, which we'll reveal in the next week or so. But it's really cool, and I like it, and I've spent a lot of time, and it's been good for me as a process and good for my head, and yeah, I like it. So have a look if you're watching, and if you like it, you can buy one, and if you don't, then don't, and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, so when I've not been working and walking and stuff, I've been trying to do that to occupy my time.
Who's the artist, Josh? Or are you not revealing that yet?
Top secret until tomorrow. Is
it Banksy?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. I'll share it tomorrow. Only because that's how I want to do it. So there.
Yeah, that's fair enough, mate. Thought we were going to get an exclusive, but never mind.
I'm sorry. I mean, maybe
on the spot exclusive.
Maybe if I'd have thought about it a bit more, I could have done it, or even spoken to the artist and asked them. But yeah, we'll share it tomorrow. But it's Cult of NN on Instagram. That's the only place we are. So
what does he think about you working with him?
How do you know it's a male?
I didn't. I do now. Thank you. Got him.
This is like Guess Who and Clue at the same time.
Right, guys. Comments. Who is the artist? That's what we're doing for the rest of the show. Do you drink for each week?
I said, how do you know it's a male? As in insinuating it might not be a male.
That means it could be a female then. It could be a non-binary. So anyway, guys, in the chat, please try and guess who the artist is.
By the end of the show,
or however they identify,
or however they identify. Please, there's going to be a game of Guess Who for the rest of the show.
We will ruin the surprise by the end of this.
Guys,
is it Banksy?
It's Banksy.
Is it Banksy? What are you drinking, Josh?
I'm sorry, it's boring. It's the same again. It's special effects.
That's all right, mate.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Josh, I'm basically drinking non-alcoholic beer as well. So
we're all creatures of habit. So
Yeah, to be honest, I bought a load of these, and this is the last one. So I haven't had a drink in a long time. So maybe I'll have some alcohols next week. Imagine that.
Hell yeah. Well, we're not all creatures of habit because I'm not drinking some sort of raspberry sour thing.
It wouldn't surprise me if you just put some raspberry cordial in there.
Can you get raspberry cordial?
Probably.
Yeah. I've never seen it, so that's why I ask. Raspberry is one of my favourite flavours, so I think I'd know. I think I'd know if they did it. You know. Oh, you like raspberries, do you? Name every raspberry. Okay, that's my favourite. That's my favourite Lipton iced tea flavour, and you can't get it everywhere. Lipton iced tea raspberry is the one.
Can't get with cold tea.
You can't get with cold tea.
Can't do it.
It's lovely, man. It's lovely. One thing I love about America is they have iced tea is readily available. Normal tea is not, and if you try and get a cup of tea, it's impossible, it seems. But iced tea, get that easy peasy. But yeah, normal tea. I'm like, I want that just hot. Can you do that with milk?
Tommy and I submitted a song for Lipton iced tea advert. But we didn't know it was Lipton iced tea. The brief was a very well-known soft drink brand. And when we found out it was Lipton iced tea, I was like, well known. Yeah.
Yes.
But it was just, like we had to do an indie pop or an updated version of a really old song called Tiny Bubbles. So if anyone feels like it, at the end of this show, of course, because you're watching us now, but if anyone feels like it, Google Lipton iced tea Tiny Bubbles, and they'll hear the song that was chosen above ours, and it's not as good. Not as good.
Of course.
Yeah. I remember a band that we toured with back in the day, the JCQ, James Cleaver Quintet, who are from Eastbourne, and they were like doing well on the touring circuit, and then one day they just popped up on the Lucozade advert doing Feeder. Do you remember that Lucozade advert where everyone was like skating down the hill and the band were all like on things playing? So it was JCQ but doing a cover of Feeder. It was the weirdest choice, like for someone to go, let's get an established band with their own material and make them cover Feeder. Really weird.
Yeah, I just caught myself flaring my nostrils. That's my reaction to that.
You call yourself what?
Flaring my nostrils. I went,
oh.
I forget that I'm being watched. There's a camera.
Yeah. I forget there's a camera. Yeah. Right.
I've just noticed in the chat that Emma is drinking red wine and white wine. I presume that's
rosé. I think that's the posh way of saying rosé.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Red and white.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't have any in the house, so just.
Yeah, I'm drinking a bit of half and half.
Half and half. Yeah. Dan said put some cold wine in your hot tea.
There you go. Yeah. Call it a hot croddy.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Just an idea.
I think it's probably a good time to maybe get the lads in for a chat.
Yeah, I think it's enough dicking about, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have some more dicking about.
Oh yeah, this is true. So this week's guests. Is this the most? Excuse me. Is this the most we've had on in one go?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No, it is.
Yeah, I think we've only had 4. I'll say 4. Two guests, like when we were doing musical live and a talkie guest.
Okay, so prepare.
We've had 6 people on.
Yeah, when we did Lampade. Yeah,
true.
And when we had Carl and Jules and Andy.
Oh,
Carl,
okay, yeah. Yeah.
And Andy from the Moons and Boiler.
Yeah.
But Carl and Jules on the same camera.
On the same camera, yeah.
Okay. So prepare to see 6 beautiful faces constantly talking over each other for the next half an hour. But there will be some excellent music along the way, which I'm very excited about. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Pieces.
Yay! Claps in the chat. Claps in the chat.
Oh, it's cramped, isn't it?
Leave.
Sorry, I was gonna make a terrible. The reason I started laughing to myself because I was laughing at my own joke I said in my head, before I said it out loud. Like, does anyone ever do that? Where you think of something you think is so funny and you're like, just me? Okay, brilliant.
Yeah, I say things out loud, laugh, and then no one else does.
What's that?
I say things out loud, laugh, and then no one else does.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Are you going to tell us what the funny thing was?
Well, yeah, when you were like, and there's going to be some fantastic music as well, I was going to go, yeah, Lipton iced tea, tiny bubble. But, and it was funny. Everyone's laughing, see? So, I should have said it.
Should have said it, yeah.
How's it going, lads?
Yeah, good, mate.
Just here to get Nicky.
Just before we get started, what's the hierarchy of the band? Is this right that you're on the right hand side, Chris, and Lewis on the left? Is there going to be arguments afterwards that you're in the wrong order?
These two are a little bit like debt. To be fair, they'd like to be. I mean, if we were live, it definitely wouldn't be like this.
Personally, I think the most attractive member should go in the middle, so we've got it right.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're absolutely
okay. Let's get on a hot button topic. Who is the best member of the band?
Brilliant.
Can we all vote?
So what do you three vote? What do you three vote?
You can't vote for yourself.
Yeah. No, I don't want to vote. I abstain. I abstain from the vote.
Brilliant. Josh?
No,
Dan Smith.
Nothing. Brilliant.
I love it. Nick will be like Chris.
The best member we had actually left, and then we became pieces. So
It's just what's left.
yeah.
It's funny. It's true.
Okay.
So then, boys, we were talking briefly before we went live about how it's almost, I think you said, Nick, it's 5 weeks ish until we'll be a year that we've gone into lockdown. Now, Serbian, we've obviously spoken to you since this all started, but Lewis and Major, we haven't. Can you tell us what you've been up to? I mean, I know a year's a long time, and you've probably done loads of shit, but how have your experience been different, or what's going on?
Who are you putting that question out to, Josh?
Well, it's both of you, but I want you to fight over who goes first.
Right, the best member, go first.
You're in the middle.
Mate, I've been really lucky, actually. Okay. I've been really lucky. I've worked the whole way through. I've probably had 3 weeks off, pretty much. Yeah, in the whole space of it, I think. Yeah, I've done a bit of decorating around the house. We renovated the whole of our downstairs. But yeah, I've been really lucky, to be fair. Don't get me wrong, it's not, we've got a little 16-month-old little Ava Ray. So Lou, my partner, we were kind of 6 months into it when we hit lockdown. So that was a bit tough, I think. Obviously, I've got two stepchildren as well. Homeschooling, Lou was having to deal with all of that stuff, and a newborn, or pretty much a newborn, and then not getting any of the good stuff, when new mums get to go to all these groups and all this sort of stuff, and she never really got the chance to do that after the 6 months. So it's been challenging. The first lockdown definitely more challenging than this one. More expensive, but the wine bill was insane. But yeah, we can't complain. I was able to work. There you go, mate. Yeah, I can't complain really. I mean, there's a lot of people that are far worse off than we've been here, to be fair. But yeah, it's been all right. It has been all right, to be fair.
I think that's a common theme. I think I was listening to Scribius Pip's podcast today, And they were talking about how you tend to caveat your experience or talking about your experience, whether you've struggled or thrived. But from what I can gather, nearly everyone, no, probably everyone that I've spoken to about it hasn't particularly enjoyed their time in lockdown. Whether or not they've, some people have been affected close to home by people who've had the virus and some people haven't. But, there's always somebody worse than you. The person the person that is having a really hard time and has had a really rough roll of the dice, there's still somebody worse than them. So it doesn't invalidate your experience, and you still, your worst day is still your worst day, regardless of what anyone else is going through. So it is, it's good to be grateful and express gratitude, but it doesn't mean that it's not shit sometimes, and it's okay to feel that way. You don't have to feel guilty about it.
One of the biggest things that's kind of pissed me off, actually, over all of it, is that my little one has got used to seeing me in a mask. When is that ever? How is that? Like, I mean, if I was a kid and someone put a mask on around me, like, I probably would have freaked out. But it's just the norm. It's the norm to her. Do you know what I mean? At 6 months old, that was a normal thing for her to see me in a. Yeah, it pisses me off. That's the worst thing about all of this. The hand sanitizer in shops, keep that. I love that. That's absolutely brilliant. But wearing a mask, yeah. Anyway, sorry about
that's
that.
Funny. That's fine. I can completely understand that. It is so weird that isn't weird. It's like it should be really peculiar. So I remember when my dad's always had a beard, or he had a full beard when I was growing up. And like the first time he shaved it off, he walked in the room and I cried. I was 28.
I remember when I found out my granddad had false teeth, and it's because, God rest his soul, I walked in the bathroom when I was like, I don't know, 6, was like, "Granddad," and I started opening the door, and I could hear him like, "Oh," like that. And then as I opened the door, he was just holding his teeth in his chest, and I literally was like, dumb smile, and I freaked and fell down the stairs. I was so scared. Like,
oh, you were going to say something else.
I didn't know false teeth were a thing, and he was just holding them like that. And like I know he didn't do it in my mind, but I imagined him being like, yeah, but he didn't.
Lewis, how was your time?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I've had quite a good time.
Yeah.
I'll be one of the few, Josh, that I've actually quite enjoyed the time. The first lockdown I was put on furlough, and it was the best 3 months of my life. I loved it. It was brilliant. I can't complain. I had a camper van that I was doing up, and I got to spend every day doing it, and I was technically being paid to, so it's perfect. I loved it. But then I've gone back to work, and then it's just felt like normal, but without the socialising bit, which is a bit rubbish. Not seeing people and going to the pub and stuff. But
I do miss the not having a bit of a release once a week in practice. To be honest, a chance to kind of just go and make some noise and abuse the strings for a few hours. But you fucked that up, Josh, by selling your business. So
hey, it's still there, man. It's still there. Good.
It is important, isn't it? As silly as it might sound, but when you play an instrument and it's not just that, but it's playing loud. It makes a difference. Yeah. But also the playing in a room with other people and your friends, your gang, it makes a huge difference to your mental health. It's a real blowout, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I miss it.
Yeah, I think some of your other guests have suggested that that's going to be the thing that blows your mind when this kind of all finishes and we're able to go back to do things that are more normal for us, and definitely getting in a room and playing really loud just to one another. It's going to be that's sort of what.
Down, that's a bit loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially your iPhone now turns your headphone volume down. Like,
How annoying is that?
It's like fuck off.
Haptics. Yeah. Piss off.
Like,
It's,
and it's so obnoxious as well. When it does it, the alert stays on the screen and you swipe up. So obnoxious. I never asked for this.
It's generally the best part of any song as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, anyway. Sorry. So, Chris, you've already been on the show. What have you been up to since we had you on the show? You were one of our kind of first people, really. You were like one of our guinea pig guests, I suppose.
Yeah, not a great deal. I've remained on furlough. I've been part-time furlough or flexi furlough, whatever they're calling it. So I've sort of written music in fits and spurts. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but we've got a new single and EP coming out. So more recently, I've been doing we're pretty much doing it all DIY. So that means me sending slutty emails to PR and trying to come up with content and bits and pieces, which it's not my thing. So I guess I've been learning about some of that and editing and bits and pieces, and I send it to these two and they go, yeah, so that looks pretty good. And they go, I can't gauge whether they're just taking the piss, but I'm about to embarrass myself in a moment anyway with what you're about to show, I guess. So we shall see. So yeah, I mean, I've got my temper's got shorter. I'm an angrier person.
Should make for some great music.
Hate like what?
Should make for some great music.
Yeah, yeah. I've written a book. No, I'm kind of at the end of my tether with it all now. If I'm honest.
I am
completely honest. It's one of those.
Yeah, unlike you two chaps saying that the first lockdown, I found this third one harder. With this, third, whatever, because the tier system's like lockdown 2. This one's definitely been worse for me personally. The only light for me is that, me and Laura got to move in together, because that was the hardest thing, is that we didn't see each other for weeks because, she lived in London, I lived in Northampton. So that's been the only one bonus, but everything else I'm just bored of. Whereas it's the reverse now. I'm not seeing my family, so it's like sort of half of 6 of one, half of the other. Is that the right? No, totally wrong phrase.
6 of one.
Thanks, guys.
So Baker's dozen of 1 and 7 of 6.
It's quick math. Quick math.
Yeah, I found lockdown 3 harder. That's what I'm
for. Don't get me wrong; they've all been pretty shit, haven't they? Let's be honest.
I think the problem has been for me when I've tried to be creative or tried to think of something. What can I do? A project, and this is why the release of the EP has been really good for me, because it's given me something to focus on. I think the problem has been, I really want to do that, but then you realise that to do that, it's easier if we're not in a lockdown situation. So every time you sort of think, I could go, I could do that, and you think, I can't.
I'll be honest with you, mate. If we weren't in a lockdown, none of this would have happened.
No,
because
been a godsend.
Yeah, you being on furlough has been an absolute godsend. We have been the laziest band for the last probably 11 years. So yeah, you doing this is,
well, 11 years. Your debut single, fucking hell.
Exactly. Yeah. It's done. Yeah, you've done a great job, mate. To be fair, we just do our little bits in between. Lewis agrees, and I pay for the odd thing, and that's about it. Really.
Sell Diamond, mate. Solid
machine, guys. Yeah.
Oh, we forgot to ask actually, chaps. What are you all drinking, respectively? Sorry, I've just realised we didn't even ask that question. How are you, Chris?
What? Oh, thank God for that.
Hey, good man.
Nice reveal there. Love it. Major.
I'm on the 19 Crimes.
Ooh, that looks a nice looking bottle of wine.
It's quirky. Apparently, there's a thing where you can scan something on the back or put a code in or to an app, and it tells you all about the crime. I haven't done that. It will just go in the bin. But yeah.
Wow. There's sweet drinking. Nice.
Nice and simple.
Yeah,
Good
lovely.
choice.
Yeah,
Lovely.
tell us what it was. Yes. This is the truth.
Woof, woof, woof.
I have. I must admit, I have enjoyed this. Your show. To give it some kudos.
Thanks, man.
I love it. It's been great, and like Dan said there in the comments, lovely to see you boys. That's just what it's been like, where we've not been able to meet up physically. It's been great to tune in each week and see some familiar faces.
And some not so
and also what?
And some not so familiar faces.
Sure. Yeah. And people that you've had on that I know it's been good. So good on you for doing it.
It was nice to see Gatro on the other week. I see he's online at the moment. It was nice to see him on the other week because we miss him as Silver Fox. Scotland.
It's nice to see
It's a long way to go. We don't get invited. Nothing anymore.
It doesn't write.
Do we, Dan?
He's got a lot of bog rolls, apparently.
Loves bog roll.
Studio's made of it. Where were you? Where did you record this stuff? Because I know you've recorded with Dan before, haven't you?
Yeah, we recorded with Dan. What was that? Songs The Lost and Found, the EP was called, when it was an Army of Lights.
11 years ago.
Yeah. When we so you kind of shut up shop, Josh, and yeah, obviously I live in Aylesbury and the guys are in Northampton, so it was a bit of a chance for me to kind of go, I've had enough of this travelling malarkey. Can we meet halfway? And yeah, we found a place called Old School Studios in Milton Keynes, which Sean Grant put us onto. And we rocked up there to kind of practice. And yeah, he's got a studio kind of upstairs attached to it. He's a sound guy. Tim his name's Tim. And then we just kind of went with it. We recorded it all in a day, wasn't it? Pretty much, and then done the vocals.
Yeah,
I think
we sort of set out. Yeah, we set out to be. Once we'd realised that there was a studio within the rehearsal space, we decided that we were going to just put down some demos. Just thought while we're playing, we might as well just record them. And then Tim sort of convinced us that they won't just be demos. We can do something a little bit more proper. So we did, but because time was really tight and I'd written the songs and we rehearsed them for 3 or 4 weeks, and then we recorded them with literally a day before we went into this lockdown. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
literally a day. Yeah, we went back to do our vocals, so technically over a day and a half it pretty much took us to put it all together. But it was great. And what I like about the EP itself is that it is when I hear it, it reminds me of this time, which will be quite nice, even though I've just said how awful.
So angry.
This has been the glimmer of light, if you like, in the whole situation. So it's been really nice to do that, and then to have something to work on now. So yeah, it wasn't initially going to be an EP at all, and then actually we listened back and we thought, that sounds all right. Well,
are these songs you guys had already written, or is this something that you've written over the last year?
No, these 3 songs. I mean, we've written pretty much a whole set that we haven't played. I think pretty much maybe 5 or 6. But these 3 songs in particular were just written in lockdown 1, were rehearsed in between, with these guys coming in on them, and then just before this lockdown now is when we recorded them. So yeah, it's that's what I mean. This a little nucleus of songs is epitomizes that period of time, which is what I quite like about it.
And do you think you were any more inspired over the current situation, or are the songs nothing to do with it?
They are. I think it's more I don't know if it'll come across to everyone, but for me, the songs have a certain energy because of the way that I was feeling at the time and how I was writing and the whole situation, and the fact that actually us three in a room was quite euphoric, because you imagine, lockdown 1, which was so alien to everyone, and not being able to do anything, and then having the opportunity to get together and see each other was like in the week was our little, bit of time where it was really exciting, and was normal and sort of fun. So that sense of it to me really comes across in the songs, and to a certain extent the lyrically, certainly the single is about how tough it can be, on relationships, in that you're certainly thrown into a situation where you're there's a whole load of pressure, and how people have reacted differently to that, and then coming out the other side and actually being really strong for having done that and felt those emotions and whatever else. So it's certainly themes are about that. But I mean, one of the songs is called "Be Brave," and it's actually during lockdown, my little girl started going to preschool. So it's actually about that. It's actually about trying to say to her, be brave, but actually this is quite a scary situation, as much it is for you as it is for me. And when you have little ones, I think you start to realise just what a daunting situation we put kids in all the time, and they just sort of deal with it, which is amazing. So for me, I overthink it, but for her, she was just like, yeah, just get preschool, whatever. So I wrote a song about that. So the songs are all about the time, but there's definitely an energy to the songs that I get personally. Hopefully that comes across.
Yeah, bang.
Yeah, cool. Should we listen to it?
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I've got it ready and queued up, so here it is.
Lewis, you haven't said fuck all. You should introduce it, mate.
Yeah. Putting Lewis on the spot is quite possibly the worst thing.
I said something earlier. What are you talking about?
He's quite right.
Yeah.
This is "Wake Me Up."
What?
By Evanescence.
Close your eyes, it don't feel so bad. I
Claps in the chat. Claps in the chat.
Sorry. I always forget about the muting of microphones. My bad.
That's all right, mate. That was wicked. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, Chris, you alluded to it earlier. You put that together, didn't you?
Yes. Yeah, I put it together.
Did you purposely stitch the other lads up by not giving them any eyebrows in the video? Whereas you got full eyebrows, but I noticed the other guys didn't. And if you did that on purpose, that's an excellent troll, my friend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, a few things.
Yeah. Nick, can you make us full screen again, mate?
Yeah, sorry. Miles.
That's all right. There we go. There we go. But yeah, no, that's a good video, mate. I know you were saying about, we'll see. I think that's wicked.
Cool. Yeah, it'll do. Right?
Yeah, really loved
Yeah,
it.
it
Wasn't awkward. Wasn't awkward. You boys sitting there watching your faces on the screen at all, was it?
Can you guys tell us what the direction was? Was he like, do whatever you want, or was he like, you need to do this? Like, give us a breakdown of what the direction was.
He made me do mine twice because the light wasn't right.
Yeah, because you can still see your eyebrows.
Straight up.
Yeah.
He said, and I quote, "You look dead."
Can you look less dead?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, can you
He was
do
a
it
bit
at
serial
daytime?
killer.
All right,
He was
mate.
a bit
Some of us got to work.
I remember the one video that my band shot that was proper, and it was on it was on Scuzz and like a few of the sort of smaller music channels, was essentially us playing in a room, and then the guy who filmed it, Tom, amazing videographer, does like amazing videos and stuff, and he did it for us like stupidly cheap, and it was like early in his career, and he was like, yeah, I've got this idea, it's going to be you, Andy, like walking around looking kind of distressed and stuff. So I was like, okay, fine. Like, and I thought, wow, I've nailed that, I've really acted it well. It's literally just me walking around looking very weird. So, and it was for the world to see. So you can see it on YouTube, River Song, Burn the Fleet. And it's just me walking around going, in my mind, I was like doing an Oscar performance. No, it turns out not. Just like a psycho, basically. It's me walking around on my own going. So yeah.
We did a couple of bad ones, haven't we? We did one in Bedford.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
that's not bad enough.
you kind
But
of
it
feel
was,
bad saying it though.
I quite like that video. I thought it was alright.
Was you in it?
What was the setting? What was the setting? Because the standard band setting is woods, abandoned factory, or stage. They're the three.
No, I think the thing with this is we had literally no artistic influence over it whatsoever. So I think it was like Chris has alluded to, we are, or have been in the past, the laziest band ever. So I mean, there was just the opportunity came to us, and someone said, "Oh, I've got this idea to shoot a video. It involves running through Bedford, being chased by someone."
And we didn't have to do that. We just had to stand on street corners of Bedford around coffee shops in the freezing cold, wearing summer clothing.
No, it's boiling up, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think it was.
You might have been, I wasn't. And then, yeah, basically these actors were, I don't know where, I don't even know where they came from, to be fair, were getting beaten up and chased. So yeah, and then but the first one we did was Dungeons and Dragons as an Army of Lights, and it was a college student that got in touch and said, you know, can I record you and make a video? I mean, make your own minds up. It's all out there. Just find it.
When you say it was Dungeons and Dragons, you got to give us a bit more on that one. So was it?
That was the name of the track. That was the name of the track.
Song, that wasn't the theme. That wasn't the theme of the video.
Were you not a fan back then, Andy? I mean,
I wasn't. Obviously not. Yeah.
I think with
I was hoping you were going to say, yeah, and I was dressed as a wizard.
The thing with that video there we've just done is that it was you two on the ride.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
whatever you call that, the That was
Bungie.
that's it.
Silverstone.
Yeah. Silverstone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's another depressing thing in itself. That came off the back of a really good gig at a festival in the blazing sun of an evening after having a few drinks, and then you two have going on this thing, which I'd have definitely gone on, but
No.
there was only obviously 2 seats.
Absolute.
Major
Okay.
went on it twice, and you still didn't go on it. I had
Yeah.
whiplash
You
for
came
about
off.
4
You came
weeks.
off claiming to have whiplash, so
I
you didn't really sell it.
I did, yeah. It hurt for about a week at least.
Yeah, my sister sort of says she has back problems when she bungee jumped in Australia. And my mum's always like, so stupid. But she's like, yeah, I still think I've got spinal problems. Do you reckon she was like stretched by the bungee cord? I was like, you didn't grab on at the bottom, you know? Yeah, that's what she plays. So when can we, so obviously the 26th is when that debut single's out. But when is the rest of the EP dropping? Or the plan?
So yeah, there's a pre-order date of the 27th for the EP, so the day after the single release, and then it's released on the 12th of March.
Fantastic, lovely.
Yeah,
And
so a huge fanfare and loads of radio play, and there we go.
where can people get a hold of it? Is it going to be through your own channels, or is it going to be potentially a label or anything?
So it's released on a label called The Shipping Forecast. We before the pandemic hit, we had signed to a label called Physical Education Records, and then clearly, you know, every stage of our musical career has been hit with something that's kind of gutting. This one just happened to be a fucking global pandemic came along. But that is half physical records, and then clearly we're talking backwards stuff. Every stage of our musical career.
I can hear that. Somebody watching the.
This one just happened to be a fucking global pandemic came along. That's awful.
Who's got the thing open at the same time?
What's happening?
And then clearly we're talking about
So, Nick, are you listening to the podcast?
No.
musical career.
You can hear that. Somebody what?
Is it still there?
I think we're good.
It's gone now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
we've
yeah,
had-
he
with
Jamie
Facebook.
Johnson.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jamie Johnson, who was half owns the label with Justin from Editors, the band, and effectively that hasn't materialised as yet. So Jamie, at the kindness of his heart, said we'll release it on the Shipping Forecast, which is his label, which is great. Yeah, I think Nick's saying the Facebook stream's gone now.
Apologies.
They've blocked it for some copyright reasons. And the copyright reasons are we're playing music that is owned by someone else.
Hang on a minute.
Shit, we've been found out.
You've been busted. You have been busted.
Yeah.
Come on,
Guy,
whose song really is that? That's not
Who
even
is
you.
that? Whose song is that?
Bollocks.
It's Travis. That's Travis wrote that one.
Yeah. Well, if anything, I think that should be a compliment. That your music is so good, it sounds like someone
That's
successful.
Surely, I'm guessing it's because we've registered it.
But it's ours.
Yeah,
It's
but
ours.
Facebook don't know that it's you that's doing this stream, do they? So that might be why they've just blocked it.
Oh,
Well, it's still on YouTube, and it will still be available on YouTube, I think, hopefully after as well. So
yeah. So yeah, that's fun. on that, I think it's probably actually us talking about Casiero del Diablo. I think that's probably what it is. Because we were mocking the Devil's Cellar wine. But yeah, so let's go around and talk about recommendations. So for anyone who watches the show regularly, we ask our guests for recommendations that have been helping them through lockdown. So books, TV, film, podcasts, magazines, board games, anything really. So you know what? Let's start with Lewis.
Yeah.
You can't use your camper van. You can't use your camper van as a recommendation. All right.
Okay. So I don't really watch much stuff. but,
Great start.
but
Great start.
Brilliant.
podcast recommendation. You said that's a thing. Yeah. Podcast recommendation. You're dead to me. I don't know if any of you have listened to that yet. It's the main guy from Horrible Histories, and he talks everyone through all sorts of historical figures in his comedic way, and it's very insightful. I quite enjoy it. So I've listened to almost the whole 2 or 3 series now that he's done, so I recommend that. It's pretty interesting.
Awesome. What was your favorite episode?
Horrible Histories. Probably Genghis Khan.
Nice.
Because he's a very interesting man.
Yeah, I listened to Hardcore Histories about Genghis Khan, Dan Carlin's one. When they told that amazing stat about essentially Genghis Khan changed the carbon footprint of the earth because of how many people his regime wiped out, basically. It was like, oh, crazy. Absolutely mental. Yeah. Any other stuff?
No, I mean I don't really watch any TV. Sorry.
Mate, no apology needed. Major.
Netflix is I mean that's done.
Completed
started a new thing on Amazon. Swamp People. Seen that? Mental,
No.
Absolutely mental. I don't recommend it, to be honest. Just a bit mental. BBC dramas have been pretty good, I think. Some of the stuff they've released. We just watched Channel 4 one. It's a Sin.
Yeah, I was going to recommend that. Yeah,
that was really good. But yeah, I've done a few podcasts. Actually, weirdly, off the back of the AudioWorks podcast. When you had what's his name? What is his name? James Haskell. You had him in. So off the back of that, I followed House of Rugby. Off the back of that, then on to The Good, the Bad, the Rugby. But then started following the Joe Marler podcast, which is sort of September based. That came out. I've got some great guests on that. It's really good. It's just, I guess, not normal. Yeah, normal people, but with like great jobs. And just listening to all about that sort of stuff. They had a penetration tester on this week. Brilliant. Rob's Banks for a living. Brilliant. Other than that, yeah, just
a penetration tester.
Yes, mate. Yeah, not what you're thinking at all.
No, I'm not. I wasn't thinking anything other.
Yeah, I could take it, whatever it is. Well, I mean, I could take whoever you want up there. I can take it. What did you say he does? Rob's Banks.
Basically, yeah.
Oh shit!
For a living.
Sorry.
With a massive penetration device.
That's it.
A sawn-off shotgun.
Yeah, that's just that's it. Emmerdale, you seen that? That's good. That's good.
I'll check it out. Yeah. Sounds wicked. Very nice, mate. Chris, what have you got since you were last on the show?
I've recently brought an Apple device, so I get a year's free subscription to Apple TV Plus. I'm catching up with stuff on there. And I started with The Morning Show.
Brilliant.
Great.
Which I just binged that actually.
Yeah.
In the evenings, that was pretty good. I don't know. I did feel a little bit let down by the end. Not sure why.
I haven't got to the end yet, so no spoilers.
Okay. feel it's shit. No, I don't know why. It just didn't come together like I thought it might.
Has anyone seen the football one?
Ted Lasso.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Ted Lasso, yeah, really good.
Absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant.
yeah. Got such bad reviews, but it's really good. Really
I
enjoyed it.
think it's really good. Yeah. They're all wrong. So
Correct.
I'm currently watching The Long Way Up. Is the next one. I'm
I did
3 episodes into that.
he
Brilliant.
texted the other day and said that he wants to buy an electric motorbike. I've seen him ride a push bike, and he definitely shouldn't get a motorbike.
When I was at college, I had a motorbike.
He had a moped. He had a moped.
It was a motorbike, isn't it? It's got a motor in it. It was 2-stroke. And
you had 2 strokes too many for you, I think.
Is it CBT that you do?
GT. That's it. Yeah.
CBT,
That's
yeah.
it.
I did one of those, and I drove into a bush, like actually drove into a bush on the test, and they passed me.
Jesus God.
Yeah, fuck. I mean,
Jesus.
I don't know.
They let me on the road. I'm like, Harvey Davidson. Love it. Harvey Davidson.
And actually, in actual fact, because you get the guy in the headphones while you're in your helmet, and we were going round. I think it was around Obelisk. It's a long stretch.
Fucking break.
No, the opposite. I was doing about 40, and he stopped me along the road, and he said, "Do you know why I stopped you?" And I said, "Oh, maybe I was going a little fast." He said, "Yeah, you were. You were doing 40." He said, "To really enjoy that bend, you got to do it about 50."
And he said,
I was
"My
like,
moped doesn't go that fast."
I've driven into a bush, and I broke the speed limit. And then he gave me a certificate at the end, and
To really enjoy it, you got to go around. These are the same guys. You go, think bike, yeah.
Was that through the Scouts you got that?
That's it.
Was that through the Scouts that you got that, that license? Is that what it was?
That's the real deal. It was the real deal.
Oh, right.
Yeah, all you have to do was sell a badge of a bicycle.
I'm the best rider. I'm the best rider.
I can ride a moped.
Yeah.
I didn't put any oil in that though, so I burnt it out. The actual
Rest in peace, Harvey Davidson. Yeah.
All those donuts you were doing at Silverstone just burned the engine out.
Yeah, I was the coolest guy at college on my moped. As you can imagine.
All right. Cool.
Like a little hairdryer whizzing down the road. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, aside from the inspiration to get an electric bike, anything else you've been checking out?
No, there was a really cool Ozzy Osbourne documentary on at Christmas time, and I've still not been on to talk about that. Can't remember what channel it was, or maybe channel 4. That's it.
Banging.
Anything else I should be watching on Apple TV?
Well, it's a movie, but Greyhound's really good.
I saw that because I've had a week free pass.
Yeah, really good.
That's what I watched.
Every time I play on this, I forget what it's called, but it's either Mystic Quest or Mythic Quest.
Mythic.
No,
I think it's Mythic Quest. Yeah.
Yeah, Mythic Quest. It's the same guys that wrote It's Always Sunny.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll look at it.
It's wonderful.
We did watch Trying. Watched that with the wife.
Is that?
Did you see that? The one about
What?
something Jacob? What's that?
It's about adopting. I mean, I'm not sure who would
Defending Jacob, I think.
Defending Jacob.
Yeah.
That's pretty messed up.
Got Chris Evans in it, Captain America.
Not the
yeah.
radio DJ.
Not the ginger
Yeah.
Not the radio DJ. Yeah, not the radio DJ.
Keeps forgetting his toothbrush.
Oh,
No,
man,
that's me, mate.
That's a fucking retro reference, isn't it?
Isn't it?
TGI Friday.
Pre-TFI Friday, that reference.
Oh, TFI Friday. That was what it's called.
Yeah, you're thinking of burgers again, Andy. That's
Yeah, man. Burgers are always on my mind, man. One big burger. Klausy, what you got this week, mate?
Klausy, never call me that again.
Go on, Klausy.
You can call me once. More.
Shame on you. Call me twice.
Fucking, I don't know. Like Facebook's fucking over, so I'm just completely off the grid now. What was I going to say? Yeah, the Staves new album came out last week, so I've been nailing that this week, which is amazing. It's called Good Woman. Ever since you and I, Andy, did a cover version of their cover of Bruce Springsteen, I've been pretty much obsessed with that band, and the new record is just off the scale amazing. Other than that, I've been watching a lot of Parks and Rec. Me and Lauren, when we moved into this house, we've done a lot of The Office when we've been too tired from decorating. And we finished that pretty quick. So we moved on to Parks and Recreation, and we're now on season 4. So that tells you how little or how much decorating we're doing, or how long we've been here. I don't know what that is. Quickly as well, that podcast you mentioned a few weeks ago, Andy, A Script Apart, really, really good. Listened to maybe 3 or 4 of those all the way through. It's really, really good. The ones I listened to and really loved were obvious ones, were like Terminator and Die Hard. So it's essentially the premise of the podcast is it's the original writer of the show or the film, and they talk about the first draft of the script or the screenplay, and then obviously what it became is different. So they talk about it, why it became that way, and what it was originally and what it became, and the journey that it took to get there. And that took me. I became immediately obsessed again with Terminator. And I fucking still love that franchise, even though 3, 4, 5, and 6 are shit. A podcast called Rewatchables, which it's quite old now, but it's still going, and every week they do a different film, and it's like an hour and a half long, where they watch a classic movie and then talk about it afterwards, and they do loads of great facts about the film, loads of great behind the scenes knowledge, and really cool little features. It's an hour and a half, so it is a bit long, but maybe listen to the actual episodes of the podcast that you're interested in the film, or you've seen the film, so it makes a bit more sense to you. But there's the Terminator 2 episode. There's some really funny facts or really interesting facts, and one that I really enjoyed was the fact that when the T-1000 walks through the bars in the insane asylum, so he, like, you've seen the film, right? So he just through, and he's got a gun in his hand, and it dings at the end. What the sound designer for that film recorded himself opening a can of dog food, and then the dog food hits the bowl, and he basically just used that. So the sound you're hearing when the guy walks through the bars and his gun hits is actually dog food from a can hitting a bowl. And I found that fucking hilarious. Yeah. So next time you watch Terminator 2, you'll see it and go, oh.
That's what I'll be thinking. I'll be like, I wonder what kind of dog food it was.
Pedigree chump.
Pedigree chump.
There's a name for that, isn't there? For someone who does the noises for films.
Foley artist.
Thank you.
Because I recorded at university a Foley soundtrack. So that's the reason I know.
Nice.
Useful knowledge, useful bit of information tucked away.
Mm-hmm.
Josh?
I've been listening to, I don't think I've watched anything new. I've been watching WandaVision, which has been really good. It's on Disney Plus. Yeah, I thoroughly recommend that. I'm not going to explain it actually, because I think that's the sort of thing where if you know about it, you already you know what One Division is. I don't know whether that makes it a shit recommendation, but do what you want, watch whatever you want. So I've also been listening to a great podcast, and I listened to a load of episodes because I only just discovered it. It's called How to Fail with Elizabeth Day, and she just talks to lots of people. I'm hesitating there because I was going to say successful people, but that's subjective, isn't it? But there's a lot of people she's spoken to that I already am a fan of, and they've done interesting work. But yeah, it's called How to Fail. So she talks to them about their failures in life, which is always fascinating to hear, I think. Unsurprisingly, some of the people you think are the most successful people that seem to have done the right thing every time, unsurprisingly, they've had loads of failures as well, just like everybody else. So that's always fascinating to hear. And it's always a bit inspiring when you hear somebody who's gone through something that they thought meant that they missed their opportunity, that they didn't get it, so it's never going to work, and it all works out in the end. So that's been great. I've been listening to it's a music recommendation, an album. I'm going to screw up the pronunciation here, but Bohren for Beginners by Bohren and the Club of Gore. It's really, really good. It's like a jazzy, weird, fucking bluesy thing. A friend recommended it to me. It's not something I would normally listen to, but it's really, really good. Yeah, they're my recommendations for this week. Andy, you haven't done yours, have you?
No, I haven't. No. Well, I finished Game of Thrones, and spoiler alert, it finishes as shit as you remember. So yeah, me and Laura watched all that together. So seasons, if you've never seen it before, watch season 6 and then pretend they cancelled the show after that.
Episode 1 shit, so fuck it.
What?
Episode 1 shit, so fuck it.
Mate,
I haven't seen any of it.
You got eyes and ears, mug. It was the best show ever until season 7 and 8. Like ruined it. Anyway, so yeah, but me and Laura watched It's a Sin, did that in like 2 days. Really, really good. I think we've kind of had people recommending that throughout sort of since it's been on. Yeah, really, really cool. Yeah, I don't think Laura's watching a program that I find myself sitting here hating but watching at the same time. It's complete trash TV. Below Decks. So I don't know if anyone's seen that. It's basically about the crew of luxury yachts. So it's a reality TV show, scripted reality, I believe. But and they have like a guest will come on. It's all the drama of the crew, and
you love it, don't you?
Yeah. Well, this
really
is like she says it to me all the time. She's like, "You love it, don't you?" And I'm like, "No." And I'll be sitting there being like, "Oh fucking hell, I can't believe Leon thinks that." And then I'm like, "No." So, yeah, I've caught myself a couple of times. So yeah, I need a new Geordie Shore. Geordie Shore was always my trash TV show to go to. Yeah, I know, Mentor. I don't know why, but it connected in Geordie Shore with me. And Below Decks could be my new Geordie Shore. So I don't know. Yeah, Sinead's just said very addictive. It is massively addictive. I don't admit that because she'll be like, "Let's watch it." So yeah, not going to happen. But and everyone's already seen it, but I watched it the other day because I was bored and I just thought I'll stick around. Shawshank Redemption, one of the best films ever made. Watch the Shawshank Redemption if you've never seen it, because I still have friends who've never seen it. So anyone watching, if you've never seen the Shawshank Redemption, when you finish watching us tonight, stick it on because it's incredible. Okay. That's it. That's all I got.
Good job.
Good. Cool.
One more question for you chaps. I think we've already asked Chris this because he was already a previous guest. For you two, who is the most famous person you've seen in Northampton?
Oh,
the cheesier the better.
Chuckle Brothers.
What?
Both.
Yeah.
Who?
Nice.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Chuckle Brothers.
Chuckle Brothers.
Oh, right.
Back when he was alive.
Back when he was alive.
Yeah.
As opposed to being Northampton dead.
Back when
Four Chuckle Brothers, one of them was dead in Northampton. What?
Are you still carrying him around? It's really weird.
yeah. Yeah, they could have done
Harry and
they
Brian.
should have done it because one of them was alive.
Have you?
Oh,
did
God
you?
rest him.
Do you remember the Northampton Town show?
Yeah, we
At
played
Abington Park.
it a couple of years ago.
No. I'm talking about years ago.
Also,
Abington
Abington
Park.
Park. Yeah, I
Abington
saw
Park.
Republica and the Buzzcocks at one.
Oh, I saw Republica. Yeah.
Or Republica. Do you remember?
I've seen garbage.
Right, said Fred playing there.
Oh
Yeah.
wow!
I met
Nice.
Right said Fred deeply,
That's
deeply about the way you
Did
do.
now?
Oh, wow.
And does anyone watch EastEnders?
You used to.
No.
Danny Dyer, I know him. He's on.
No,
Yeah.
not him. Not
Dean
him.
Gaffney?
Well, Sid Owen.
Her
Yeah.
name's Denise. Oh, I met him. He's an apps. Anyway, yeah.
Wasn't he from Edinburgh? Sid Owen.
Because he chatted my cousin on the night in Visage.
I met him. Not Sid Owen. What's his name? What?
In
He
Gaffney.
had a dog
Ricky.
called Wellard.
Yeah, Ricky.
Robbie.
Yeah.
Outside Cafe Mambo in Ibiza.
Wow.
What a tit. An absolute tit. Anyway, but the woman from EastEnders, her name is in EastEnders.
Do you watch EastEnders?
Sharon.
No,
That wine's kicked in.
I can't think of a name. It's some woman from EastEnders, a black lady from EastEnders.
No, you won't find the name under pressure. You
No.
have to-
It's gone. It's gone out your head.
You
now.
need to know.
Someone in the chat. The black lady from
She's never
EastEnders.
gonna get-
She's from
Abby?
Hampton. Not Abby. No, I met her as well. That's a good shout, Sinead. But Denise, that's her. Denise.
Yeah,
Sinead watches EastEnders. Denise from EastEnders.
Yeah. It's the problem when you're talking to people that don't watch EastEnders.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I told
There you
you
go.
on the show before, but my sister and my cousin Trish chased Dean Gaffney around the Grosvenor Centre saying, "Where's Wellard, Robbie?" And he ran away.
Dean Gaffney, that's his name. I met him in Ibiza. He was with he was with a guy called Gary Lucy.
Oh, from
Remember him?
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah. Why didn't you say I met Gary Lucy? I would have been like, oh yeah.
yeah, it's way cooler.
Why do you lead with Gary Lucy?
To be honest, I started with Wellard, so
Yeah.
He wasn't even there.
Hierarchy here.
Yeah.
um,
Gary Lucy was in Footballers' Wives, that ITV drama as well. Brilliant.
Lewis is seeing dead people, so
yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, guys. There's some stellar. Chris, sorry, I know you've already answered it, but have you seen anyone famous in Northampton since you were last on the show?
No.
Didn't think so.
The dead Chugger brother.
Yeah, the dead Chuckle brother.
Sort of Story of a Garden, but it wasn't it.
But yeah, I think that's it. So, where can people check out Pieces? Where can they find you if they don't already know where you are?
on Facebook, I think it's at Pieces Band, and Instagram at Pieces UK, or the other way round.
The other way around.
The other way around.
Uh,
Try and
Josh.
both. One of those.
Josh is our manager, so get in touch
Yeah.
with Josh if you need anything.
Yeah, I do take 50%.
Yeah, of
Always.
nothing.
On top of my 25%. Yeah, I think that's it. So, thank you very much, chaps. I think Josh, you got some public service announcements to do.
Oh, yeah, okay. What about next week's show?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I was talking about the rash on the back of your knee, but anyway, don't worry.
Oh, I'll send some pictures out later.
Did you get the green for
now?
that?
No. It's gone a bit green. Anyway, next week's show is not going to be on Wednesday. It's going to be on Saturday, isn't it? It's going to be on Saturday, live from the Labour Club, which you'll be able to watch. But it's not just going to be us three, me, Andy, and Nick. It's not going to be just our beautiful faces. You'll get to see these guys' beautiful faces as well, because they'll be playing a live set from the Labour Club on Saturday, 27th of February. We're releasing details of the stream and everything. But we're so fucking excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a full watchable gig with a full band being loud. So very excited.
There's loads of beer left there as well, isn't there? I mean,
they won't be on the 27th of February.
Afterwards. It's not. It's. We were approached to do something. I'm not sure how much details we can give out, but the lab are going to be doing live events, live streams with different acts, kind of, I think, for the next few weeks. Am I right in thinking that, boys?
Yeah, they have already been. So if you're not already au fait with it, the Lab Northampton, if you search that on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter, so it's the Lab Northampton to search for. They are doing live streams every Saturday, and they've very kindly asked us to curate one. So that will be the 27th, which these bozos underneath me, which is where I like them, underneath me.
You are beneath me. Yeah, nice.
Will be with us on the 27th. More details to come as we figure it all out and how it's all going to work.
I think it's important to say, do not show up to the Labour Club.
Do not do that.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually, you'd laugh, but that is a very good point, mate. Yeah, sorry.
You will know from 2 metre distance. Yeah.
Yes. And we will all be socially distant as well. It's not, and it's not a little like a kind of guerrilla thing, like it's an official sponsored thing by the council. So
it's not a tin pot affair like our weekly stream. It is very, very well produced and very professionally done by a team. I think they're called NN1 Audio. So you can search them as well. They're fucking amazing. But we're in good hands. We'll just have microphones, so we won't be able to fuck it up. It'll be their fault if it fucks up.
And there's going to be pieces. These guys are only one of 2 bands, so there is another band that will be a 2-act show. So we'll tell you about that when we want to.
Yeah,
and we haven't rehearsed in September, so it'll be really interesting. So yeah.
We haven't played since recording the EP.
Lewis can't remember how to spell his surname. So
I'm trying to frighten the show here, guys. I'm from it. Like, can't hear you guys. There's some internet interference here. I can't hear you.
It must be breaking up. It's completely off.
Tunnel.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to have some more details in the next couple of days, I guess. So keep an eye on our social channel, the NN Social, on Instagram and whatever the Facebook page is, which links the same. So yeah, more details to follow. But it's that time of day where we pose, guys. So I think that's the end of the show, really, isn't it? So yeah, strike your Vogue pose, chaps. So if you could please. Take a screenshot of us, tag us in social. We would really appreciate it. So, ready, guys? Hold your Vogue pose in 3, 2, 1. And Katie, screenshot people and unvogue. Perfect.
Lovely.
Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining us.
That's all right.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure,
And
gents.
remember, everyone, we're not going to be on next Wednesday. It's going to be on Saturday. So don't be back here Wednesday because you won't see
Can you
anything.
just do a Wednesday one as well?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a struggle doing one, let alone
I don't know why they. I mean, come on.
You need to do one together.
I nearly cancelled. I nearly bailed on tonight. So,
Slacking.
We've already got 3 wet channels. Don't give us an opportunity to cancel.
So anyway, thanks everyone for joining us. Wave goodbye.
Positivity through light.